Just a few hours before my daughter's wedding, I got a message. Don't go to your daughter's wedding. Check your wife's garage. At first, I thought it was a sick joke. Who would dare send me something like that on the morning of my only daughter's wedding? But the words burrowed under my skin. They wouldn't let me breathe. I drove home. Each second felt heavier than the last. When I unlocked the garage and pulled the door up, my world stopped. She was there, my wife, wrapped around another man, like the vows she had spoken to me had never existed. Their laughter echoed, careless, in the place where I once stored the car we bought together after our honeymoon. My hands shook, but not from weakness, from clarity. I shut the door quietly. They didn't even notice. 25 years I gave her. 25 years of loyalty, late nights working to build our home, silent sacrifices she never even saw. She had been my confidant, my partner, my anchor, or so I believed. When our daughter was born, I thought life had given me everything. I remember her tiny hand clutching my finger, her mother crying with joy beside me. I never imagined that same woman would tear everything apart on the very day our daughter was meant to begin her new life. The betrayal cut deeper because of timing. The wedding day wasn't just hers, it was ours. A day meant to symbolize family, love, trust. And my wife shattered it with a stranger's touch. I didn't confront her immediately. I couldn't. Anger is loud. Revenge requires silence. That night, I searched her phone while she slept. Patterns emerged, late-night texts, hotel receipts under her friend's name, photos she thought she had deleted. Every detail carved another wound, but each wound sharpened me. I realized this wasn't new. She had been betraying me for years. And suddenly, the puzzle pieces of her excuses, her late returns, her girls' trips locked into place. I stopped grieving that night. I started planning. First, I gathered evidence. Screenshots, recordings, GPS logs from her car. I documented everything with precision, creating a folder that even the sharpest lawyer couldn't ignore. Then I shifted finances. Quiet transfers, accounts in my name alone, property deeds secured. I made sure the house, the savings, and everything she once called ours slowly became mine. For weeks, I played the role of the oblivious husband. I kissed her forehead before leaving for work. I smiled at her across dinner. I let her believe she was clever, untouchable. All the while, I sharpened the knife she never saw coming. I didn't want a screaming match. I wanted precision. Her downfall had to echo louder than any words I could ever scream. The wedding day was the perfect stage. As guests filled the hall, music playing, my daughter radiant in her dress, I felt the weight of what I was about to do. She didn't deserve chaos on her day, but she deserved truth. When it was time for speeches, I stood with the microphone. My wife smiled at me, unaware. I began softly, thanking everyone for coming, praising my daughter's beauty, her courage, her future. Then my voice changed. I received a message this morning, I said, pulling my phone from my pocket. It said, "Don't go to your daughter's wedding. Check your wife's garage." Confusion rippled across the room. My wife's face stiffened. The man she had been with sat in the back. Yes, he had dared to attend. I connected my phone to the screen behind me. The photos appeared. Her arms wrapped around him, her lips where mine should have been, her betrayal larger than life. Gasps filled the room, chairs scraped. My daughter froze, tears in her eyes, staring at the mother she no longer recognized. My wife tried to speak, but her voice drowned in the storm. I handed a sealed envelope to my daughter. Inside were legal documents, proof that the house, the accounts, and the business stood secure, untouched by her mother's betrayal. This family will not be destroyed, I told her, but lies will no longer live here. My wife broke then. Tears, pleas, shame, none of it moved me. The man she had chosen over me slipped quietly out the back door, leaving her alone under 100 eyes.
The whispers grew. The respect she once held crumbled. She had spent years playing me for a fool. Now, everyone knew who the fool really was. Later that night, I sat alone on the porch of our home, the home that was now legally mine. She had left, dragging her suitcase into the night. My daughter sat inside, surrounded by people who loved her, people who would help her heal from the collateral damage. I felt no regret, only release. Betrayal teaches you the cost of trust, but revenge gives you back your power. She thought she had buried me in secrets. Instead, I buried her in truth. And as I looked at the stars above, I whispered the only vow that still mattered. I will never be fooled again.